Radio Fry Fry. Do you know what listeners love about our station? It's everything. So we're now in Freetown, Bow, McKinney, Connaught, and Kenema, reaching 3.5 million people in Sierra Leone, and now we push beyond the boundaries. We are going visual. We are now your official visual radio station, starting on the 3rd of January 2022 with the breakfast show 9 to 11 a.m. with the beautiful camera and the elegant Brigitte. Then the drive 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. with the one and only Alusine and Ibrahim. And for your little ones, the bedtime stories at 8 o'clock. We love you too much at Radio Fry Fry 2022. We go visual.
You talk, we listen on Fry Fry Radio.
You know what listeners like about our station? It's everything! Radio Fry Fry.
Predominantly women that face domestic violence.
Right.
And so our focus for today, because we are in the month of March, we are going to focus on domestic violence, the cause and effect on women.
Okay, so if I continue to keep it locked to Radio Fry Fry, if you know buy you tea, go buy you tea, go buy you fry fry, you come sit down, let we talk, because I know that these are issues that we say with me and you, like a prevalence in our community. If you know the face go through and self, like let me say it take 5 couples, probably 3 out of them 5 couples, and they experience domestic violence. So now for Sidomek, we can see how we can able to tackle them, and of course the contribution always important and matter to we. This is the breakfast mix with me, Sarah Kamara,
and Brigitte Dalton Sisse.
And this is Radio Fry Fry on 97.1. We go for a short music break, and when we come back, we can continue for Rob Mott. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere.
This is The Unbeatable, with a special message to every data user in Sierra Leone. Dial *499# now from your AfriCell line for the fastest internet and cheapest data bundles ever. It is The Unbeatable Data Bundles, where we go. No one has the speed to follow.
It's a mystery how you have changed my life. You took me from the miry clay, set my feet upon a rock to stay. You gave me a brand new name. You turned my life around. I am overwhelmed. Jehovah, do me well. 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 If not so, being God, yeah.
You know what listeners like about our station? It's everything. Radio Fry Fry.
Indeed, what listeners love about our station, it's literally everything. Good morning, and this is Tuesday, the 15th of March on Radio Fry Fry. It's 9:11 in the studios, and today's topic, we are discussing domestic violence, the cause and effect on women. It's a very, very sensitive topic, but it's also a very important topic that we should talk about. And as we made a disclaimer earlier on in our introduction, we said that domestic violence happens to both male and female, but based on the research, it's predominantly male, predominantly female that experience domestic violence. And there's an entire campaign going on in Sierra Leone, when it comes to gender-based violence, specifically for women, because we've seen the cause and effect on girls and women in particular. And we looked at some of the research and found out that gender-based violence is a serious and urgent concern all around the world, not just in Sierra Leone. And an estimated 62% of women, particularly in Sierra Leone between the age of 15 to 49, have reported experiencing physical or sexual violence. And this was according to a research done by the SLDHAs. And with the onset of COVID-19 pandemic, it was feared that the rates of gender-based violence, which was already unacceptably high in Sierra Leone, would be exacerbated. And about 61% of ever married women between the age of 15 to 49 have experienced spousal violence, whether physical, sexual, or emotional, by their husband or partner. And what's very particular about gender-based violence and domestic violence is that they use the term intimate partner, which means that it's somebody that you are close with, either your husband or a family member like your father, or someone very immediate. So that's why they say it's a very intimate person that usually causes this to happen to women. And all around the world, even during the COVID-19 pandemic, all around the world, like I said, women in general face these things. And so because everyone was kind of like isolated in their homes, they saw an increase in gender-based violence because there's nowhere for you to go. And so the women were kind of like stuck at home and they had no choice. They couldn't really call anybody. But when they looked at the research with the number of calls that they received on emergency lines, like calling the police, they saw like an increase, like it was ridiculous. And they realized that, a lot of women go through gender-based violence, but they keep quiet. But because of COVID-19, that they couldn't move out. They couldn't seek help. They couldn't seek help, but they called the police many, many times. And for us in Sierra Leone, it's something that's ongoing. And there's so many reasons as to why gender-based violence occurs in our society. And we are going to be looking at some of those causes and maybe like the factors. There are causes and then there are factors.
Contributing factors.
Yes. And factors are issues that may arise as to why it might happen. And a cause is the actual act of doing it. And that's the distinction between the two, but both of those play hand in hand for gender-based violence or domestic violence to happen. And we've also had a look at the law within Sierra Leone and whether it protects women against gender-based violence. And we've seen that it's there.
It's kind of.
It tries to address the issue, but it's not really being enforced properly.
It's not being enforced because of because when they're talking about the law enforcing it, you have to look at the cultural limitation that is attached to it. And some of those laws don't make provision for the cultural aspect of it, which was, a husband has the right over the wife. The wife is basically a property of the husband, and as such, a property is something that you can do whatever that you want to do with.
Yeah.
So if you go find it really, really difficult, if the law just come in, if the law do not take consideration into Dandy, and that's how most people feel. But irrespective of the fact that there are certain measures that have been put in place by women organization, certain NGOs, even after the war, because, you know, during the war, oh yes, gender-based violence and domestic violence was like on the high. You understand? And even after the war, like certain measures that were been put in place were able for address. But one of the things that research have shown is that the cultural aspect was not taken into consideration, and as such, women are still very much vulnerable to this domestic violence, especially to their brothers, their husbands, and their fathers. And there's nothing that is actually protecting them out there. And even though within the police now we get this thing we then call FSU, Family Support Unit. But you find that, just like how you say, most victims of domestic violence not necessarily speak up or seek help because of, you know, the certain the cultural restriction. Again, we need to highlight that day, because it was saying, hey, you know, you money the care go na police, hey, you know, you brother you the care go na police, hey, you know, is this amount of fear that is being instilled in you, like if you can go, you post in a police over waiting and do you, that's like really, really bad. Oh, you know, for doing, but forgetting that waiting and the do reporting is really, really bad, because some certain extent, for me, I frown upon it, because I have a friend when I was going to nursing school that was actually a victim of domestic violence. It was a colleague in class, and you know, we did the station winner awards for work, because when you're doing nursing, it's basically 3 months in classroom, 3 months in the ward. So it's a practical learning, basically, which you learn for 3 months. You go to the wards and go implement them. There was this particular girl that I was always stationed with, and she like, I think I told you once about it, when they come, like most of it they can't walk, like you go see in your red, in this red, and sometimes like when I tell her you have to go to the police, like there is this shock, like wow, for I'm a man, not for can't go police, you understand? Because this certain amount of fear, like if you can't go police, irrespective of waiting it they do to you, you're not supposed for can't go police. I don't know where that stems from, but I think that's a question out for the listening audience out there, and particularly probably somebody that is a victim of domestic violence. It will call and actually tell me like, what is that fear? Because if somebody is doing so much harm to you, it is your position to protect yourself. And if you get sometimes able to go and able to ask for help or support, you forgot enough to be scared, but only God knows why. But it continued for put up with Dandy, and all continue for put up with Dandy for years and years and years and years. And during Ebola time, you know, then stop all nursing students for work. 2 weeks into a holiday, I just say, oh, she passed away. What's happened? Nobody know what's happening. It be the article lidom there in wake again. And for me, I was like, we all know what happened. This person is somebody that has been like brutalized, like beating every single day of a marriage life. This person again with one like osfold, right, like braids, and then they beat him, like they beat him, say they root all the weavon, like the braids in half. So the point that you need for shape, like a creping aid, you understand? And at that point, you know, they see the implication, because you're damaging the person internally, while the external wound they work the man, but the internal wound, the internal problem is still there. So then say, oh, now they don't know my goal, I go sleep, but now from years of beating, years of like physical trauma, and I lead them to that point where it just one day just go lead them no more, and you know, no wake. And I feel like that was an example to a lot of women out there. I mean, I can always say like, pussy will actually lick you, not a want for inflict that kind pain day onto you. You understand? Even you picking self, like let's take picking for example, there are certain amounts of disciplinary actions that you can take against you picking. But if you pass certain level, even the neighbor them get rights for call the police upon you, because they call and the child abuse. Like I can't understand to like you let we say you married woman, or you own you married woman, or you sister, or you picking, or you picking again like you married woman. Then you beat them to that level, because some people when they beat like some man way they beating woman, they beat them to a point that embody the plump, like you see them bang. And at the end of the day, this same woman is not expected to go to the police, because if you go to the police, woo, it's like a taboo, and this same woman is supposed to endure that. You understand? And we're supposed to be at the Maridos, because supposedly Maridos in Sweet One no day. And because of this cultural we say woman na in for beer na Maridos, no matter what you man na in for beer na Maridos. So they find out say, even though there are laws, but passing or putting these laws into action can be very, very difficult, because sometimes, let me take for example, you as somebody like me sees a man they beat a woman or they beat a woman to a certain level. I go lay complaint at police. This will happen once or twice. The police go ask you now. You they say no. When also if the person them beat no one can lay complaint. There's nothing that you can do. Then go send a Congosa business. You understand? Like you have no power, and this is where the law comes. The law not give a third party the right for go lay complaint on behalf of you. Now you where they go through the issue. Now you they go even himself where you go. Sometimes then they say cow with evidence. But what more evidence do you need than the physical one we're already present? And like most times, like me, if I'm like I once meet woman a man defect, I will like go police. No, I wait. I'm like no was. The evidence is already all over you because the moment you was, you don't pull the blood, you don't pull this, you go. Police can also serious thing. Yeah, you understand. So, but then again, when we talk about the law is very like flawed in a way. Still. Let me say these are things that were thought about. Even the TRC recommendation. And I think that when not implement, when the government's not even implement it. These are just things that are there. Oh, okay. They don't do research and don't make so okay. Yes, are there. But how about implementing it? And this is why when we talk about women representation in position of power, because it is very important. Because if we get boku woman representation them inside parliament, then go know the need, because then you understand exactly why make we need for pass them thing there, put the implement their recommendations there. Why we need for pass them laws there? Why we need for protect the woman then? Because no matter how you look at them, physically, man is strong past woman. There is no denying that there's a strong past woman. So when it comes to physical combat, then again, they can easily overpower you. But when you talk about domestic violence is not just limited to the physical as well. It has to do with they actually go on and talk about the types of domestic violence. They talk about the sexual aspect, the sexual violence. And this is also something that is, again, when it comes to women being seen as property, the moment then go pay a bride price, automatically you own a right to the woman in body. So enough for say no to you on any occasion. So even if you say no to you as the man get the right for go ahead and do whatever is it you want for do with him. And if you do and then go say wait him, I don't forget the word we then use. But hopefully I wait even religion support Dandy. I think was it when I don't know who that actually not the person because one I mentioned them, but religious Islam in a way actually support that as well, because they tell you that if you're married to your husband and grieve for your husband, you get 70 or 80 angels them when they swear you from morning till to the next until you grieve for your husband. So psychologically they're programming you to say that you don't have any power over your own body. The moment your husband basically has power over your body, and you as a woman, your responsibility, even if you don't want to, is to succumb to your husband in wishes. Again, that's a wrong programming, because sometimes you just don't want to engage in it, and as a partner you need for like respect that part day. But because of that day, some man feel like, okay, I don't pay the bride price. That makes some man can say me picking up and pay for a bride price, because when you pay for a bride price you feel like automatically you own them, so you not get no rights over in your own body. And most married man them, and me, like I feel like personally, this is not based on any research, but based on our cultural situation in Sierra Leone, I feel like if you pull 10 married couples, like 8 out of those married couples, probably the woman don't experience rape from her husband. And when you say, oh, rape from your husband, like, oh, married man, they raping married woman, like because if the woman say, I don't want to do them, and you go ahead and force yourself upon them, that's actually rape, because it's sex without consent. And that's actually a form of abuse, because you tell the woman, say, you not get rights over your own body, now me get rights over them. So one of them, the type of the domestic violence, and the sexual aspect of it. And when they talk about the physical one, which we don't talk about earlier, which is the beating, the slapping, the this, most people can do them. And sometimes this thing I wouldn't can say, when we talk about abuse, it can ask for discern, basically, especially because a gradual process. They start slowly. They start, especially like, probably in the courting period. You see, this was in force. Some small thing happen. It begin like in reaction, like it's like you make a wonder, like, is this why this person they act this way? Like you will be surprised. You understand? You go, hey, but this is not do for our mind. You will say, this person a person will get what matter. That's you actually encouraging it. And the next one can be is slap you. You understand? Also, man can make a talk in the fun way. Even like when you're cutting, be like, Me, if you do me something, me I dey beat woman. No, you understand? These are all. But you can take as probably he's just joking. But eventually, get for lead to that point. Start with slapping. He slap you, beg you. You say you okay. Next thing when you know, he beats you once. You okay? You say okay. This now waiting and call. And now you don't become accustomed to them.
Yeah.
And there was one guy who actually blatantly look me in my face and actually say, oh, woman, you need for beat them, or you need for train them, you need for. I'm like, what? Are you talking about an actual person, or are you talking about, like an animal or a dog or big? Because even that's even in other Western countries, they harm you, dog physically, they harm you, pets or anything. I said, are you talking about an animal? Because here in Sierra Leone, you can do whatever you want to your dog. Nobody not even care. You can do whatever you want to your poo. Somebody not even care what you do to them, because then they can say their life not as the animals. They're not valuable as you as mortal man. So when you look at that, and you say if you feel like say now so you want to treat your own person where you call you woman, it really for me makes sense. And when we talk about another form of domestic, is isolation, where people lucky actually think say, oh, this man is just one that dinner host. Sometimes they isolate you from everybody, even your friends, your family, or for even attend a social event. Probably meet you in a person where very much social. And they go like, no, you know what? I don't like my way they go so. I don't like my way they do so. I don't like my way they get party. But you meet this person with them party there. Yeah. But somehow, because you want for conform and be considered, the wife material that you want from be like chosen by this person, you tend for, they see them as a problem. But eventually, you get for lead than it. Because let me say, for example, it restricts you not go see party, family, or attend any social event. And one day you go without in consent. When you come, now beats actually it beats you. It resort to physical violence, because it need for teach you say no go usa and tell you say no for go. And that is like very controlling. People are like that are very, very controlling. Then it can control you by desire for making some man can say man look man the way that was a I think this is a very something. Like, and it even choose you choice of clothes. I don't like my way they wear to overseas. Me might not for this so me man la panomo for tayo. But if I can always say this, like, we all go with preference when it comes to dating. Some people and they say me I like tall man, I like short man. Some man they say me I like a man with light skin, I like man with dark skin. But let me say, for example, if you like man with dark skin, no date man with light skin. Because there is no way in hell that person they able to change, go be light skin, right? But sometimes people know exactly what they want. Let me take, there are women where we say they like for Tyler Pa. There are women where we say they cover. You understand? There are women where we say, I know a couple of I have a couple of my friends where be say, for where they go convent of all school, you think is very popular in this. But ever to go sis. Like I'm for nothing. They were, you go up, you can't dog. Even if we go ahead and buy for them like a birthday present and actually give them 3 roses. Ever wear them. Eventually, let me say, count them. Me, I wear this. So you see, the thing is, any kind of post way once they exist. But now for me, it's that one where AB say elect for dress a certain way and begin tell them to no do this, no do this, no do this. And most of the time, these people for make them able put you to how they want, and they resort to violence. And violence is something maybe say it's like people are using for show, for marketing territory, power. It's more like a power thing. If I tell you something, you're able to listen with me more, I they beat you. May you succumb to waiting I want you for may you succumb and do waiting exactly I want you for do. And the other one again is the emotional one. Is the emotional one. And most of these, I think you don't mention, like the targeting of your insecurity, vulnerability, and the brainwashing, making you feel like without them you know nothing. I think you mentioned that the way you say some say you man go to tell you say look where you don't fat bar, look where you make sober. That's emotional abuse there. That's emotional abuse, because that person probably already insecure about his weight. You understand? Probably when he be in 20s or as a teenager, it being look a certain way, and now it don't reach this level where we say probably after childbirth, because childbirth can change a woman's body drastically. No matter what you be, there's no way you have control over that day. Some woman get good genetics, so it be say he can born and boop he snap back to how he be there before. So woman, you need for work a lot hard, but at the end of the day, you need for appreciate him irrespective of how he did, because that's what she say, for better or for worse. But some people now they capitalize on and they begin use that now for poke on you. And some man can say, some man can do just because he feel like this woman too beautiful, like I have to tell her that she's ugly in order for her not to feel like say he will left me and go to other person. But if the person already there with you, there is no point to make you say you begin put them down just because you want for keep them. That again is an abuse. And of course the verbal one. which is using of words to threaten, blame, or demean you, screaming or flying into rage. That's that I mentioned them earlier. That one man so he be say probably now for take up put them na yasu. You will see them go like blaze and begin say something, do things. So Ibi say you may go begin question your own sanity first, and as a result, they make you afraid. Like you know they even know waiting for the because you're not gonna know waiting go tick this person off and waiting not go tick this person off. And that is a funny position for make anybody day in life. And another one is the male privilege, adhering to cultural belief that men must be dominant. The word must be dominant over women. It's like no matter waiting, you not the man. You understand? It's just like where you go born, you first speaking, and you first speaking girl picking. They can't born you second picking. In some culture, in some homes, the boy picking are bigger because now the man automatically. But that's what I love about my dad. Basically, I think that one thing that actually stood out for me when they explained Botam to me is like my big sister are the first speaking. My brother na the second, so automatically in family be the expect say if I put my brother on top my big sister, but for them no. Even when they say a family meeting, go call they say no. When I'm first speaking and say na this is second, I go call na in for cancel na now all the talk. If that you are when at the first speaking na in at the big one na in for the panel meeting na in for the panel meeting. Not because in a woman it means say for the part of the decision making just because in a woman. So them they see I'm like say hey no this is not but at the end of the day. Now that's the thing. Now big picking for day. So I don't know why make you automatically just because in a woman waiting and you say about woman not get sense, but na woman sense then get again. That just the patriarchal society trying to make men the dominant gender over women. I don't know why make them because again if you're judging by physical strength, I think that's one thing that Chimamanda Adichie says when she was talking about we should all be feminist, and she says something around the line of 100 or 200 years ago when we were cavemen and power was determined by who is physically strong, then of course men were supposed to be dominant because physically men have more strength, are more strong than women. But now in this age, in the 21st century, when you're talking about leaders, you're not looking at strength, you're looking at who can come up with solution, knowledge about knowledge, who is like critically knowledgeable, can analyze situation, can come up with solution that is beneficial to society. So you're not going to say now only man and get that abilities. They both man and woman very much get that abilities. So it's only fitting that both man and woman able to make that decision day. And again, the economic abuse. This is not the one we had to talk about time yesterday. Money. The woman not for work. Then they speak from because you won't forget all the power, all the control, all the say so in the relationship, and as such they limit the woman because if that woman not able to get in your money for buy basic necessities for himself, even when it comes to pad where they're on imperial, you need to go say, hey, I see me period and need, like you don't limit them. That's another form of abuse because say without you that person they not go able for do anything or even go about in your own life. So these are the forms of abuse. But I go over to Bridget and I may give you the signs of domestic abuse.
Indeed, and when it comes to the signs of domestic abuse, you can see domestic abuse sometimes it can be very subtle, but not very complex something. And sometimes with the experience and you're not sure whether waiting you the experience they qualify as abuse. And some of the signs are like what you don't say financial abuse, that the person all the finances they under in your name and in your control. So like we can't to oath, we can't to bank accounts, name did and also we can't to legal documents. 9 day in charge, so you need in permission for let you do something. And then also when it comes to having an allowance, sometimes it can give you unrealistic allowance. Like some man then can then then they give you like now 20,000 I get for food today. Where in no say 20,000 not they able feed the family, so the woman get for go fend other way for make sure say then get money in her house, and also not being allowed to work and to have an income. So all that they fall under financial abuse. So if you they go through some of them pressures then it constitutes as abuse because not control. Then of course you get the sexual abuse where then they force you for get sex with them even if you're not into it, or for make you end up doing sex work.
Right.
Some man can do that.
Right.
Then they pimp.
Right. Oh,
They
yeah.
woman them.
Right.
So that's then they able to get money.
Right.
And also like harming you during intimacy
Right.
and sexual assault.
Right.
Like you say, some man can say, but our married man they rape in woman, you know, makes sense.
Exactly.
All that they fall under that one day. And then birth control being withheld. Say woman don't born 6-7 pikin or sometimes 4-5 pikin and in body not able born anymore. Like
Right.
it don't tire.
Right.
And the man they say, well, me, I don't want to let me woman they take any birth control.
Right.
I don't want to take any other form of birth control. In or they use condom or anything.
Right.
That's a form of control and a form of sexual abuse.
Okay.
And then of course you get the physical abuse. Where of course now the physical assault where they receive or unwanted rough play.
Right.
Like then they can't like sit and they play with you and then they end up for like quiz you in some kind of way
Right.
where you know say
It makes you uncomfortable.
yeah, not to play, then they play na
Exactly.
actual abuse.
Right.
Because you know like na some kind of aggression then get.
Right.
And then the partner showing aggression about things you care about.
Right.
Like you say if the woman like for doing say you want doing look where you were anyway, why for do you that kind
Exactly.
of thing and they
Right.
and aggression or things then where belong to you.
Right.
They destroy things then will belong to you.
Right.
Or you children or you pets.
Right.
Then get way out and they do you
Right.
know say this not correct. And sometimes then can punish you by deliberately driving recklessly.
Oh yeah.
So like if you they get arguments and they want to show you say if you lay complain or you do something, wait and sit down inside the motor car, then they test you say
Yeah.
I get control over your life, like I can end that right now.
Right.
At the end we all to life. And also being forced or pressured into taking substances
Right.
like drugs.
Yeah.
Say I go while we feel this particular way, so while you take this, maybe I take this.
Right.
Then in a form of abuse. Or withholding food, water and other privileges or even preventing you from sleep.
Right.
So man, then they buy one bag rest. Then they control you say you only for cook 3 cup rest. Where you not saying a 5 cup rest. They do now also.
Right.
So then they withhold they constrict you
Right.
for not do waiting sufficient.
Right.
Because according to them now then get control now then they bring the money now then they
Right.
spend the money.
Right.
And also like hold you down, kind of like imprison you, keep you na os. I don't want you see this party, I don't want
Right.
you go out, I don't want you go party, I
Right.
don't want you do this.
Right.
All that they form under signs of physical abuse.
Right.
And then the emotional abuse, they can't so like then they devalue you.
Right.
Look where you fat, look where you get stretch marks, look where you this. All that then are emotional abuse. Or then they dismiss your own belief system.
Right.
Like if you believe a certain way of doing things, then will make you feel like say what you think is completely wrong.
Right.
And so in the end you even begin question yourself.
Right.
And then they withhold praises and appreciation.
Right.
Like we've been on talk that about marriage. If you do something like you cook nice food,
Right.
if you say, oh darling, like I
Yeah.
like the food where you make.
Exactly.
But look where you make the thing hot. You not even serve them on time.
Right.
You get boku salt, like all kind excuses then go give.
Right.
So even they feel bad, like, hey, I don't spend me time for make food for this man.
Right.
You not even appreciate what I do for him.
Right.
Then excessive jealousy.
Oh. Definitely.
Excessive jealousy and emotional abuse.
Right.
And like you been them accusing you of infidelity.
Right. Constantly.
Constantly. Sometimes then they do something outside and then they impose their ideas and thoughts then they on you.
I get one person, I'll cut you talk. I get one complaint my mom can get me because my mom can serve as a community leader when they come. And they can't lay complaint because I think we don't get overboard. Yeah, man, basically. So anytime he come out, he like let's say he go na market and he come. As he come, man tell and say, Kala, watch it goes.
Wow.
Yeah, like I think my mama asked them now, so if they say with them been there in the relationship, say they don't come to market. That's how they do
No,
basically. So if you come out, like you go to, let's say go na market, you go to, or you go any side, you come out, even if na you party then come out, like you know, as he enter the OC, say come, pull it because I want to check you.
No, it's completely wrong.
Yeah.
And also your partner harming themselves. like threatening to harm themselves.
In case you left them.
Yes. And then also making you feel as though you deserve to be punished.
Right.
Like when you don't do something, like you say, like, because you don't do this, I for beat you.
Right.
I for withhold money from you.
Right.
I for starve you.
Right.
Because you don't do this thing wrong, so I for punish you.
Right.
Like you say, like say you're an animal.
Right.
But then they forget saying I'm not a man, then they deal with.
Exactly.
And then signs of verbal abuse now, where then they insult you, then they demean you,
Right, yeah.
then they belittle you in front of people, then they call you name, then they yell, then they scream. We
Right.
all don't see that one day. Like
Right.
where even between man and woman it dey happen.
Right.
Some woman they will get control over their man, then they do them.
Right.
Like when they in a public, something happen, like just slight disagreement, then go all some kind of way, so that everybody now they pay attention to the conversation.
Right.
All that in a verbal abuse, and then you get isolation. Then they check your phone, you text messages there, you email there,
Oh, yeah.
constantly one for no.
Right.
Then in a control and isolation. Then the demand say you for prove wherever you are. So if then call you, I want to say you didn't for putting you in a video call last see. And you say you did with this party last see. It's all control.
Yes.
And then like you say, not allow for wear certain clothes, wear makeup, make you you certain way.
Right.
Then they like put guilt and punish you.
Right.
Because you say like out of jealousy, if the woman fine, then no one let somebody else be attracted to the
Sure.
woman the same way how them be attracted to him.
Right.
And so as a way to control that, then they like totally diminish everything about your looks,
Right.
so that nobody will be attracted to you.
Right.
And then also then they allow you for see family and friends.
Oh, no.
Because they know say if you go see family and friends, you get for tell them say, oh, this they happen, this they happen,
Exactly.
and then get for give advice say and nothing said and they correct.
Exactly.
And so because they know one that one day they know one day you they near any party or any friend,
Right.
and also then they stop you for attend any social events. Then the domination part now is that then they refuse for you partner they refuse for do certain women only chores. Then in a woman for do them constantly, like they're not even one for support you in any way.
Right.
And they also expect you to behave in a submissive way.
Right.
Like I be explain about one me cousin one I get where then they get palaver where in they do wrong, the woman not do wrong. It they malice the woman. And when he malice the woman, he expect the woman for grovel, as in for gona in knees,
For bigger.
lay down a ground for beg and they talk to him. If not, they talk to him. That's abuse. Where you know say the woman not do wrong. Like culturally, of
Right.
course, like in salon, where person do wrong, then can usually say na for beg and like
Yeah, gonna
go touch him foot or gonna ground.
Yes.
But now, not so than the way they talk about.
Okay.
Where they talk about the form way the person not do wrong, and you they expect them for like grovel,
Towards
for show that submissive, like saying then a slave,
Right.
I own you,
Right.
me they in control.
Right.
So where something they go on, are you for beg me?
Right.
All that they na arrogance, to be honest.
Right.
It doesn't show any love, and also you're not allowed for make decisions.
Right.
If you want paint the house grey, insane are white.
Now wait.
Now white they be.
Right.
All that they now part of domination, and some of the things that would they cause abuse, because some might not understand like some of the reasons. Number one, the need for control can come in different ways, and for different individuals, some of the factors now this, they get less access to education.
Right.
So if they feel like say they're not educated enough, then they use control for sure say they get sense
Right.
past you.
Right.
Then number two, sometimes they get personality disorder.
Right.
And personality disorder, emotional disorders, now things that way we not actually they take on board.
Right.
So man then get two face, like they get the nice face,
Then get the
and
other.
then the other face. Now it makes some people then they find it difficult,
Okay.
because also then can reflect on the side, well, it can do good to me actually, it can do
Okay.
nice things to me,
Okay.
but the majority of the time it not be nice to me. So that personality switch,
Right.
they affect
Right.
the whole domestic violence. And then substance abuse.
Right.
na alcoholic,
Right.
it take drugs. As soon as it begin anything, and in mood they change.
Right.
In personality they completely change.
Right.
Then after it on sober, you they see say like either it they forget or
Not remember.
they remember, and then it act all normal like saying nothing will happen.
Right.
So because of substance abuse, then they cause that one day.
Right.
And then cultural attitude.
Right.
Like what they say in the Sierra Leone setting, woman for be submissive,
Yeah.
man for be dominant.
Right.
So that cultural belief, then they impress them constantly. Man not for in a kitchen, man not for do this. So because me a man, I dey impress them, they for make sure say I dey meet up to the cultural
Yeah.
belief
Right.
and the social norm.
Right.
And then you have gender ideologies
Right.
like, oh well, God make man, say man then get attracted to different woman there.
Yeah.
You would then get all kind of reasons them.
Yeah, just
Justification.
Right, just to justify
Those are
things.
just gender ideologies. But when
Right.
you look at the moral aspect, God never
Never.
ever explained such gender ideologies for say na so man tan.
Right.
And we as society, we don't create that one day.
Right.
And so some man them, even though they know say waiting and they do wrong,
Right.
but then they feel justified and correct because of the cultural norm.
Right.
Then low self-esteem.
Oh yeah.
If they not feel good about themselves, then they find way for feel good about themselves, and usually not the direct person where they're very close with,
Right.
and then they use for ensure say they increase their own self-esteem.
Right.
But then they forget say then they bring your own self-esteem down.
Right.
And then some people just get anger management. Anger management's not a major thing where some people they're not they recognize.
Right.
Temperament, it cause you for end up sometimes for day in domestic violence because
Right.
you get wamat.
Exactly.
You don't know how to talk to people, then you don't know how to control your words, your anger.
Right.
And then some people then get insecurities about themselves.
Oh yeah.
So then they display that insecurity they on the next person for make that person they perfect.
Right.
When then no say they're not perfect.
Thank you.
So now some of the reasons then they where they cause domestic violence. And I want to look at some of within the law they say
But domestic.
about domestic violence because it's also very important. Now something where we for consider. Although the law did it, people they're not actually they follow the law, and even the law
No.
enforcers themselves they find it very difficult
for implement the laws.
Yeah, for implement the law. I try to find the document. Sorry, just give me a couple of seconds. I try to find the documents for show you like how the process the work because then get formal complaints where you can make
Right.
and informal complaints. So where it can to justice and security for
Right.
violence against women, then get three different aspects when they look at.
Right.
Number one are the formal legal system. So you go make reports to the police
Right.
and or to the dedicated women's police unit where you be to talk about.
Right.
Then-
FSU.
Yeah, FSU. And then of course now after you don't report, then they make an investigation. So the police they investigate the crime, then they use medical and then they use counseling
Right.
for provide the evidence and support for that particular case.
Okay.
Then now it will move on to the charge and the trial.
Okay.
So the charges will be laid on the basis of the written legislation where it comes to criminalization
Right.
for violence against women.
Right.
And then then they go move into the court system.
Okay.
And then you get now the conviction and the sentencing or appeal.
Okay.
So if then convict you, then sentence you, sometimes some people can wrongly be accused.
Right.
And so there's a form of appeal that you can make.
Okay.
And then you get a justice outcome
Right.
where they give you the context specific
Right.
and on the sentencing and the protection of the victim and maybe compensation. That's
Okay.
all in theory.
That's all in theory. It's not.
And then you have the customary justice system where
Right.
also they follow kind of the same thing. So you they report
Right.
to the justice system, then they investigate through authority, the
Right.
medical parties,
Right.
and then you get arbitration,
Right.
when a combination of the investigation and the authority and like then they come together for try to settle the case without going to court.
Okay.
And then you get the determination of waiting not happen, whether or not guilty or not guilty,
Right.
and then the person can appeal or not appeal.
Right.
And then of course you still get the justice outcome of the specification
Right.
of waiting happen,
Right.
and of course compensation. And then you get the ADR channels where they look at like NGOs,
Right.
paralegals. So
Right.
if somebody make a complaint, then can go through that kind of system rather than the legal system
Right.
to help them resolve some of the issues. And again, investigation and justice outcome will come out of that.
Okay.
Now within Sierra Leone, we do have a couple of institutions and NGOs that deal with that,
Okay.
like Rainbow
Oh
Initiative.
yeah, Rainbow Initiative.
Yes, is one of
major
them
one. Yeah.
that deals with it. There are a couple of others as well, other NGOs that deal with domestic violence.
Right.
And most of the time, victims will particularly choose the NGO and Rainbow
Right.
system because it gets a better result.
No, yeah, because Rainbow is very, very effective. They have like team that actually they go na each police station.
Yeah.
So instead of you as a victim, they actually walk up by yourself, go there, because most times when victim walk through these police stations or to make a case for themselves, they tend to be neglected,
Yeah.
or they don't pay attention to them.
Yeah.
But with Rainbow now, is that I have a Rainbow official that actually walk and make the complaint, and they actually they do follow up for ensure that them as the organization gather the evidence that is needed to support the case. And if it's by fault, because they have a couple of lawyers actually within they work in collaborations with lawyers who are very much particular about women issues. I think they work with this organization called LAWYERS. It's lawyers, but it's all made up of female lawyers, and they serve they very much they help when it comes to GBV and sexual violence against women.
Yeah.
They're very much keen. So Rainbow sometimes work in collaboration with them to actually provide support and make sure these victims them get the justice that they need.
Yeah.
And stuff, because I think it's very important, because for most women, the majority of Sierra Leoneans don't even understand like the law right now.
Yeah.
You don't go overrun, but some people just don't, you don't pass. Interpreting that can be hard for them, because again, if you don't know your rights, you don't know how for seek for justice when those
Exactly.
rights are being violated.
Exactly.
So if get person way better, they're in a better position for understand, then you can go through, and it's like a channel that you have to go through.
Yeah.
And judging about the success rate when you talk about even sexual violence against women, over there just last year, Rainbow record over 1,000
Yeah.
of those cases where they're able to pursue and get
Yeah.
justice for the victim. Then
Exactly.
the hope say over the years, because when you just start, it would be around like the 100, 200, and because of that restriction about people being shy of complaining. But I think that would actually they make headway, because now when it comes to sexual violence against women, especially children, you see the one community together. But I feel like that's the same energy as well we need. And if you're not also not understand the law, there are actually institutions out there. And even though some people can say, but the institutions they are so not can take things sober. But again, if you not try them, you not gonna know. But I can actually 100% vouch for Rainbow, because I've seen somebody that I actually work with and ensured that person they actually get the justice we actually deserve, and so many other countless ones. And of course lawyers as well. We call them lawyers. It's actually confusing.
Yeah.
But it's actually lawyers. It's an Australian organization just like Rainbow, but they not get the counseling aspect, because with Rainbow now comes the counseling. Not only are they seeking justice, but they make sure they link you with counselors with, and they help you for walk through not just the mental or the physical aspect, but the emotional and psychological part of it as well.
Indeed. And in April 2020, the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, with the support of the UNFPA
Right.
and other partners, established a gender-based violence toll-free number. So if you call 116,
116.
yes, because the UNFPA is dealing with that, they'll be able to answer your call. So if you're not somebody where they listen to Radio Firefly right now, and you to go through some of these things that we'll explain, you're not sure if you to go through gender-based violence, or say you to go through gender-based violence, if you just contact the Ministry of Gender and Children Affairs, or you can just call straight away the UNFPA if you find them, or you can just call the toll number
Right.
113. So that means in a free call.
Right.
You'd able call, and so then they able provide like a hotline for you for provide counseling,
Right.
and then get referral services them. So it depends whose area you there. Then they able show you say, okay, if na McKinney you there, go na this side. If na Bo you there,
Right.
go na this side. And they also get clinical services them for the survivors, for gender-based violence, and of course, like we don't mention, NGO groups such as the Rainbow Initiative, where they get funding from Irish Aid.
Yeah.
So Irish Aid also they deal with some of these issues that are happening. And like you say, in 2020, the UNFPA, the Rainbow Center together, they able provide up to 1,400 cases where they were able to deal with the survivors,
Right.
and actually deal with them cases. And like Camera, they say the law very, very complicated. So if
Very.
you approach UNFPA, Rainbow Initiative, and also the Irish Aid, then go able provide the advice,
Right.
and then go listen to your story, then go able provide the services then where you need,
Right.
and then see if you need counseling or they need to go straight for report the issue. So now we go now into the second hour.
Yes.
But before we go into the second hour, we'll go on a music break. And when we come back from the music break, we'll go once. Let una call we on 088 971 971 for be part of the conversation. And we encourage particularly women them for call. So this entire month of March, for every woman we call we on Radio Fry Fry, we will provide 50,000 top up to your phone, because we really want for Yeri from Una. And it's about time that we woman then they able express we say freely. Where you call, we know they show you name. We just want Yeri your own story. And if you feel too shy for say your story even vocally, you able send we a text message on 088 971 971. If you feel bold enough to share your story on Facebook, just go on Facebook and type in Radio Fry Fry. Where you see Radio Fry Fry, you just see the video link right now. You just see we online, and you can send your messages them in, and we will able read them. Sometimes your story go be encouragement to somebody.
Right.
And for me, this is not something very personal to me, because if we receive okay, we don't miss the call.
We don't miss
Because
that.
me own mama now somebody will go through
domestic
violence in your marriage.
Okay.
And we as the Pekin then be know waiting that one day mean, even though not to we be the experience and directly,
Right.
but we know the traumas then where it cause. We receive the call level and okay, this person will make up
this
in mind
person
here.
Yes, that's it.
Please wait the call. We just call we on 088 971 971. You can also call we on WhatsApp if you're not able cross call.
Right.
With the answer you call on WhatsApp, and you can send us messages on Facebook, and you can send us text messages. We'll able read them. So we'll go on a music break, and when we come back, where you hear we voice, make sure say you call we, and we go answer you call. But okay, this call I think say persistence now, so let us answer and call before we go on a break.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah,
Hi, good morning.
Hello, doctor, good morning.
Good morning.
How the morning?
Not bad. Are you safe?
Wow, now thank you very much for educating on this program today. I think this gender act is really good. But what you need to learn from all my explanation, it's like that call I will make that point me. At least you don't get direction this morning now. How you forgot about your problem. Yeah, because waiting I don't observe for the whole thing. The only thing I will not come now. Only now with the student kind activities I want and they try for this phone. So if not able to announce that because now announce online this, so at least down my video online now, so we get that information you call them. The one of the two, because most of them problem they have at the homes there, and the communication they lack. We God, nobody believe understanding content. The man can get right, the man can get right. All man be saying get right. So I make most of them violence that can take place. But the corner and lawyer, so when I decide for the research, I hope say we'll learn from Muna. I found out go for it.
Okay.
Thanks very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution. And like we say, we'll go on a music break. And when we come back, we want to let you call we on 088-971-971 for be part of the show. And this entire month of February, the giveaway promotion will be the Now every woman we call we on Radio Fry Fry, will send you 50,000 top up.
Yeah.
So make sure you call we want your real story. I don't think so. Then while we go on a break, we'll go answer your call.
Good morning. Yes. Ooh.
Our first female.
Oh no, not for Kowi. I have a friend with Kowi. Like our Vegeta don't say, we they make this is the month of February, and for do money for encouraging her for calling Aduna voice, we they give 50,000 top up to any woman we call we at the station, or not just today no more. Subsequent programs as well. Oh, okay. This person is right for Flash Week, but like how we they go for a music break right now. Where we come back, this person they continue for Flash, just in case you did make sure. Yes, the number is 088-971-971. I Radio Fry Fry, you call. This is not the breakfast mix with me, Sarah Kamara.
And Brigitte Dalton Sisse.
Okay, we go for a music break and then we come back on a call and add on your voice to the conversation.
If I wouldn't say solo, now we home too. So why you want pulling at the forest? When I even long to. So do you not want to
Ada! Ada! It's even Pasayo your love. I don't care.
Amy man, today we pot done well. Look the big babu where you go auntie. Thank you, Pasayo. Me safe don't come out na bush. I don't cut boku stick them for make chak.
Well, you could. I don't go break water, wamba. In fact, it's if they call me Sayo Babu. This one I don't go kill it too. Now for that because then I believe. Why do I tap? So that if one go strong.
Mama, Papa, una no say na big camp una don't come it too. You know say you know for kill them animal them na bush. Especially babu.
I don't blame you. If we don't like today, you guarantee you mix it to babu. If you don't know, I know.
Basayo, not true the picking they tell you. Government don't declare say chimpanzee when they call babu. Now we national animal. We not for kill them. We not for hunt them, and we not for use them as domestic animal.
Now the talk. You know long I don't catch a babu experience. I don't kill a babu too.
Well, the logo bet you tranga one. Ow. Because they don't pass on a parliament say anybody will kill babu na bamba kayaka.
Well I don't pull any babu.
Not to empty babu. Babu na we national animal. Make I tell you something, Pasayo. Some of them bush animal here, they can get sick them just like you and me. Sickness like Ebola, bad flu, and even this new sick we don't cancer when they call coronavirus. They say now from shame beef it come on.
It not fine for eat bush meat. So you where they kill, clean, sell, and even you safe where they buy for go cook. Safe can get this sick. Let we left for eat bush meat.
Oh yes. Takugama Chimpanzee Sanctuary and the government of Sierra Leone say if you sabi person where they men babu, now for call Takugama on their number there 031 77 77 77 or 031 77 77 74.
If I wouldn't say solo, now we home too. So why you want pulling at the forest? We not to them even long to.
If only I could turn back the hands of time, things would have been different. I never meant to hurt you, now it was a baby.
Now what he did to me is a felony, cause he stole my heart away. Yes, he made me his prey, I did cry every day. He took my joy away. I know no lie, this man hurt me bad and make me cry. He put me in this mess and we're not fine. I need a weakness. Oh, I said now I don't know what to do. I'm gradually losing my mind. Oh God, I'm so confused. Situations out of my head. I know me now. It hurts me deep, now I'm a killer. I know me now. I know me now. Somebody listen to me. I know me now. I know me now. It hurt me deep, now I'm a killer. I know me now. I know me now. Oh, now the blame is all on me. Oh, everybody put the blame on me. Oh, oh, oh. Now usa you been there, where it they come 12 o'clock na net. Usa you been there, ba, where every day and night we dey fet. Usa you been there, where it they cost me, they beat me like say I know the owner. Now everything turn over. I'm sorry, my lover, you know say I know me now. You hush with me, now I'm a killer. I know me now. Oh, baby, yeah, I know me now. Look what you done to me. Look what you done. I know me now. Now I'm a killer. Yeah. I never thought I'd do it. Whatever happened to this love? Oh my God. Lord have mercy, no. Now I am a criminal. Don't wanna be a prisoner. I'm a victim of I know me now. I need a witness. Anybody. I know me now. Somebody now. Oh God, I need a baby now. I know me now. Believe me, I never meant to do this. No, yeah. I don't wanna be a prisoner. I never meant to end this life. Whoa.
Queen's Music M2.
Sure crack on the G.
I say the man when me gets now us money day, everything they owe. I don't give 'em free fine kids, yes, still you know they treats me well. What other men do to their wives, this man no they do unto me. Other men don't care for their wives, this man no they do unto me. It beats me anyhow, oh anyhow, it costs me anyhow, oh anyhow. Now me they cook, now me they broke, now me they do all the things in the house. Now me they wash and take the children to school. This man no they sit on the house, so any on different. Oh, any on different. This man no they treats me well, oh, any on different. Oh, any on different. This man no they sit on the house, so any on different. This man not so in the come na house, that's so in the go. Money oh, you know they give for make food na house. I ask him, he push me. I talk to him, he disgrace me. When it come me, they mona me oh, forgive him nothing oh. It beats me anyhow, oh anyhow. It costs me anyhow, oh anyhow. Now me they cook, now me they broke, now me they do all the things in the house. Now me they wash and take the children to school. This man no they sit on the house, so any on different. Oh, any on different. This man no they treats me well, oh, any on different. Oh, any on different. This man no they sit on the house, so any on
Shout out to the man, the way no they be them wife, where they please them, always go they give them better life. Treat them nice way, where they make them feel okay. Not treat them the way where they make them run away. Woman are for pets, woman not to for the feds. You need for give and gifts anytime where you get. Woman plain to I'm always sure you budget. No be time, he go give you sweet one and net.
Sure crack on the G.
Why me on different? Oh, why me on different? Una tell me why. This man no they treat me well, oh, why me on different? Why me on different?
It's a
You know what listeners like about our station? It's everything. Radio Fry Fry.
Yes, indeed. What listeners love about our station is everything. This is Radio Fry Fry on 97.1. The Breakfast Mix with me, Kamara, Sarah Kamara.
And Brigitte Dalton Sese.
Yes, today we are talking about domestic violence, the cause and effect on women. We got the first caller for this morning.
Hello?
Well,
Hi,
second
good
caller.
Good morning. Yeah, Radio First, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Apakaba.
Yes, Bakaba, good morning.
I miss you all the day. I know you listen on our station. I travel go carrying a system. You down the Kamakri.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I just try on a line. We are fortunate for getting us because also on a line can talk. But now God give me the line where I will talk to now. But I can't tomorrow. Why can't tomorrow? I join on a line.
Okay.
Because the radio station reach me.
Okay.
Maybe I can try my phone, but now that manual phone me get that button.
Oh.
97.1, but I'm able to get them.
You know they will get them. Oh no, I'm so sorry.
So when I try for you, small, yeah.
Okay.
God bless now. All of the radio station they give God you now 100 plus years. And God you now the president of Sierra Leone let married you now, yeah.
Thank you very much, Pakaba.
Thank you. Okay, bye. Yeah.
Okay,
thank
bye.
you. If you're just joining us, this is Radio Fry Fry 97.1 FM on this Tuesday morning, the 15th of March. It's now 10:12 in the studios, and today's topic is domestic violence, the cause and effects on women. As we have already said, this entire month of March, although we celebrated International Women's Day, we are discussing everything to do with a woman, and today's topic is particularly domestic violence related to women. We're getting a call from our caller.
Good morning. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Oh, okay.
Can
you able to talk a bit loud?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, would it get you? Yeah.
Where to get you? It's not your contribution.
I'm asking.
Okay.
I get many things that we have.
Mm.
That I try to call now the talk to now. But really, for me. Not easy for me. Then I open the they left me, they have me, and now they come out. They find the mother, but they not cannot even stop. Don't let you open our open one.
The thing is, we need to hear what you say.
You volume too
Hello?
low.
Yeah, we
there
need
you
to
go.
They get me now.
Yes.
I go meet her to come to woman for make me talk. No, we understand who say.
Mm-hmm.
So I go good 8 months. The man no want nobody anything there. Now I go meet her. He anger pass me. I go the lady I talk to her. I say, boy, you don't make me man don't avoid me and the people there.
Mm-hmm.
Talk me. Tell me what there. And they give show picture the way and the man they come out inside they snap everything. That kind of thing. Back at Transauta would you know what the man do? I translate to him a good. They say, but the man is there, nobody know the way they do. They only encourage me and children and things and ever pass that inside them. So now the man don't count out. As you cancel, you and the woman don't get the left for and the woman first call me and say me don't get the left. And me were born the first victim, the second victim is to tell me say go well I know it. So say go on go later and I can't on the first victim now. Walk left and I mean the woman and me the man and me the left and after me. So we don't get around there. That's why the belly they inside. But the man they come to me, they never find this that. You can't be man I advise you because the lady say how the man they speak for her, they do all see they can't be the same thing they do at home. I come to man say that man they nice person house. They say where just for left for you. Say you go yeah. But this Sunday, before the woman go engage the woman, before they go engage her, the woman first call me on phone. They first me, say the man I mean, I get the left. What born for her? What born this girl? Go see the you. So now, this nine am is problem. You don't go engage the woman. You not tell me. So in the deny say not to send people, not to image so. For me. This place people who want the lady work at the remind them we have to mention that old and all that peace. Giving me what to do in the night for came to this for what is the not no village. So for more than they just have fine. But no issue. Then make now a program set at 1-1 at the state for your advance. No waiting for me. I want to cancel me. I show me how I go for it. Or really, life no easy for me.
So sorry.
Wow. Okay.
That's a difficult call that we just received, and the caller is explaining that she was with a man. And he decided to leave abruptly and go to somebody else. And it's been a couple of months, and now he's moved on and said that he's engaging somebody. And one of our encouragement that we want to say on Radio Fry is that we're going to keep you in our prayers. That's one. But I don't think you should continue with a relationship like that, because you cannot force somebody to love you when they don't love you. And I want you to know that you're not somebody with a very strong woman. Like you say, you already very independent, you get woke, you know what they do. So we don't advise now for let you focus on your picking and make sure say you picking get the best upbringing. And I want to encourage you, say my own upbringing, me na somebody will grow up in a single family home. Me mama na take care of we as picking them.
Right.
And even though it began problems then with the different relationships that we've been get, and even to the last one where it may end up in domestic violence, we the picking them take courage for tell and say no to the right relationship. If the man truly love you, you know, will ever seek somebody else outside. And for let you continue for the, you know, cry and go through emotional trauma, you know, healthy for even you. And you get for members say you get small one
right.
where they look up to you.
Right.
And so you need for take joy in that. And waiting you need for do now for focus on Papa God. Because Papa God go always find a way out for you. So make sure say you dey close with God, you focus on your picking, and you continue for do the right thing when I for make sure say you get provision for your oaths. Would you receive another call?
Good morning.
Good morning, Cameron.
Yeah, good morning, Santos Maria.
Yeah, Santos Maria from McKinney.
Right. How you do?
Thank God. Well, I want to appreciate you again this morning for this wonderful topic. It's so educative in the way that, you know, it's so touching. Because, Cameron, if you do statistics right now, the whole country, you go find out today, the woman they way don't born for man, either one or two. That man did not deal with that woman they presently.
Sure, yeah.
Because who said the problem? Hello?
Yeah, would I listen?
Okay. Who said the problem is the start first? As the day to two man, we might be together, here and the woman and the man. The since where the woman they can't tell the man say, I don't pregnant for you. Maybe the man will begin tell you say this pregnancy for abortion. And the woman say no, I'm not gonna abort this pregnancy. Because he refused for abort that pregnancy, you don't have serious problem with you and that particular man there.
Right.
He go begin for maltreat that woman there now in the way that, like, say, he not to the possibility they call darling or me or whatever.
Right.
They maltreat him in the way that even the woman go be like, say, he not get no hope again without that man.
Right.
He not will even exist again.
Right.
So because of that pregnancy, you know, we get somebody again where we go to, where we get money whatsoever, that man they maltreat him. They come now to I1. If they promote, they come. Maybe he go even left for now, he hang with other woman.
Right.
Where the woman they talk, they beat them, they do all kinds of things to that particular woman. So these are the things where we see them, we woman them, they face through we demand them. Never divide me as a man, but I will say this fact. If you see today relationship, they get problem, now we demand them.
Right.
Because whenever you date a woman or you marry a woman, if really you faithful to them, you honest to them, that relationship will go hardly for a break.
Exactly.
But as you begin do one or two things against that woman, the other woman suspect you one thing. Because that suspect you first, you begin harass the woman there, how they harass you, why make you for check the phone, why make you for do this, why make you for do that, you know guys for do this, all these allegations they come from the man. So this brings a now make today relationship then between man and woman, it go really difficult. It go really difficult. If not to God help no more, marry they not get for day. Relationship they not get for day. Because trust no day, honest no day. We they do like say winner, somebody then we they above the woman there. We know for even listen to woman. Even a woman that advise we know for listen. So some of them here now they break out their relationship there. So that will take all the time. Once coming and Santos Maria again for McKinney. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Santos Maria, for adding voice to the conversation this morning. If you just joined with this Radio 5 on 97.1, this is not the breakfast mix. And today, on topic, we talk about domestic violence, the cause, effect on women. You can add your voice to the conversation by calling us on 088-971-971. And for call we and add your voice to the conversation. As we wait for the call, then we can take a look at the Facebook messages. We get this one from Franklin George Williams. We say, so sad. Societal pressures is the reason why most women tend to keep quiet in situation of such. Yeah, that we agree. We get Emma Brooks. We say, hey, Bridget, so that things to say. I think that's that's a fan. Okay, and we get Demba Mara. We say, hey, Radio Fry, how are you ladies doing? Well, we get a call now. Tamba Bori. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Tamba, good morning.
Hey, my sister. I can program. Basic program the one.
Right.
Domestic violence against women is some of women feel bad.
Right.
Because my mother me don't go through them. When we father polygamous man, then we not one man in the marriage in the TP.
Right.
I mean, today better when we demand they married one man, but father they want them, mama they want them. Now 3 women when the father go bring house by power all the violence. You know what the woman go to talk. In your matter no one school, time reach way na on day for go sleep to the bar. As the time reach 9 get friend I tell him mama show and you know they can't again on the other woman they can't now.
Wow.
9 candy, 9 sleep with mama one water for an side. Cooking the bar, money taking them that I commodity. You that woman they go now I take call the mama what I need to talk no the demanding the she's with demanding. The disease violence with the woman. You know correct. But the law no able deal with the demanding that was in this country because the polygamous life in Africa is in Australia, you know, is the law taking consequences against man.
Right.
Woman and the suffer to them, they suffer greatly and I demand the hand.
Right.
Me, I don't set me compliment for sake of in 2 women. They get 2 women and I also go chat, where I defend the woman in Palava. The other day, I tell people, but the woman not to sleep, not in Palava. He said not to me business. He said to himself, better. They tell you correct. So really, when I topic is very educative, women they listen, they learn. They think about the past, which happened to you, mama, and looking the happen now. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And in connection to waiting the caller to say, okay, the first caller we called the woman. way man tell you say you for poor belly than in a form of domestic abuse because you know for poor life in general. God not agree to that one day. So if you day in a relationship where man they tell you that one day, that means say like you know want you better, and it get other agendas, because when man love you, it go accept any situation where they come. Then recently, about 3 weeks ago, in my own neighborhood, middle net around 3 o'clock in the morning, yeri ala next door, and you yeri like where they fist the meat person in body or in face, and the woman the ala te me husband come on a do. I wake him, he come on a door, he run go na the house. And waiting the man be don't do, he lock the domot.
Oh no.
And luckily, some other people then be don't enter the house, the room before they lock the domot. And he be they abuse the woman because in force, not so that woman they no more he get. The woman find out say he get 3 other woman then, so now then 4 where he get, and he be they make boast and proud of that. And the day before, then also be don't go out, and in fact for let them go out, now the woman now in take from his savings in money, say let we go spend time with each other and enjoy ourselves. And they come with and can now in boastful drunkenness. He say I'll in get 3 other woman, the woman not in one. So the woman now be they pack in bags for left. And the man say no to enough for left. Now in own the woman. And I'll in get money pass the woman, and he get control over him. And so the woman couldn't really fight. And the people that will be there inside the room, but they try for restrain the man, but he been get glass or other thing in the inside the house, and he be they throw glass around the place and take one of the glass for can choke the man with one restrain him. And it take an entire like 2-3 hours for try for stop that man day, and constantly like where it vex say the woman one left, it continuously they knock the woman. Tell in brother they say, Bo Yusef, now mortar man you they knock. And a defenseless person you they knock. The woman not do nothing to you. And even if it be do something to you, it not deserve for let you beat on that kind way they. Like it be even willing for kill the woman, for choke him. It be the only neck they choke him. And then they try for restrain and for let kill the woman. For me, like I not go close because my man be don't go already for resolve the issue. But now something was so heartbreaking. That someone who is so arrogant about in your situation, no one acknowledge say in wrong in the situation. And because the woman be they speak up against that, not like that. So the societal norm of woman not for tell me what for do, me get money pass you, I rich pass you family and all that kind of thing there. Give the reason as to why if I do that one day to the woman. That story they not to like one in a million. It happened to boku people in salon.
Countless.
And so woman then can they inside the situation then still they return. And if they don't get people like we or like Rainbow Initiative or UNFPA or Irish Aid, where they counsel them for tell and say, not so relationship for day, then go end up for die. And where I believe in IMAT in one area, one honorable end up for losing daughter to domestic violence from in boyfriend. The boyfriend on the beat her 1, 2, then he go cajole him, he go love him, he go give him gifts. And so the woman always the return. But the papa always the tell and say, not so good man than that. I don't want to let you there with that kind of man day. You don't listen, tell the man kill him. And when the man kill him, he hide the body, he dig na the garden, na the house, he bury the woman, he concrete him. So now then they look for the woman, he not talk nothing. Say they end up talk to different people then they find out say them being hearing the noise, but they don't ever see the woman left the house. So now the police take action, say okay, well sometimes they around the house, so then begin dig till them find the concrete and say, but this concrete look new.
You not be there before.
Yeah, so why this concrete there? They give all kind excuse, say then crack the concrete, then dig and offend the body. This is how deep domestic violence is. Not to something where we for take lightly.
No.
Now very serious issue where they affect a lot of people around the world. Of course, we don't say they happen to man and woman, but predominantly now woman then they suffer. So whilst we wait for calls and for coming, we want to read one or two story from testimonies of women them. We don't go through domestic violence, and we hope say where you listen that you really they take this story then to heart.
Right.
That you really they sit down, you they reflect within yourself as man. If you're not man where they do this, or if you're not woman where they do this, that you really they reflect and think morally.
Right.
Morally, is this correct?
Right.
Morally, what I they do to this person, is it correct?
Right.
If not be me woman they treat me so, or me man they treat me so, I go one let them they do this persistently.
Right.
When you reason consciously with yourself, you go realize say you actions them for change.
Right.
We need for stop for be arrogant. We need for stop for use excuses them.
Right.
The culture within Sierra Leone, eventually they change.
Right.
Because modality they come inside, we sense, with intelligence, they increase. Motor man, not to slave. Motor man, not to animal.
Right.
Motor man, now person we get feeling, and God creates the motor man for a reason. It is just unfortunate that God he give we all free will.
Right.
And just because he give you free will for do what you want for do, and you know the difference between wrong or right, no means say you for abuse that one day. Now it make we get this topic today now radio fry. We really want for appeal to the one day where they think arrogantly, they say, I for beat me woman, I for show and control, if for respect me by force. Love not to by force. Where you genuinely love somebody, the issue of submission in not even kind inside, because now automatic submission, because submission they go with respect. When you respect somebody, you they listen to them.
Exactly.
But even if the person they say something wrong, you allow for say no. I don't think say what you they say is correct.
Right.
Just the same way how you they feel the same way.
Exactly.
If somebody tell you that,
Exactly.
it's human nature. It's free will to talk.
Right.
I don't think say you for punish somebody because of that. Me don't live through domestic violence through me mama, and he almost die. He almost die. And me know as Pekin waiting that one day be mean. And we been consciously get for make a decision for run away. For run away, and the brokenness where you don't cause, the trauma where you don't cause, they forever live with that person there. But where you sit down and think between you and God, you know say waiting you been do, it not right in any way. So we want to share some of the stories them, and as we share the stories them for encouraging her for call, we want that you call we on 088-971-971, and we want to let particularly woman then call we. If you know one let we know your name, we know they call your name. Even where we know say you not regular caller, we know they call your name. We just want to let you tell your story, you experience to somebody. Boku people then they listen to Radio Fry. And boku people them, you go encourage them. You go give them a source of strength through your own story. You go help them for no say, okay, where I see this, it means say I for run away.
Right.
And not for day in this relationship because it's not healthy.
Right.
Not stay in an unhealthy relationship because they say you for beer. There is no beer where it can to domestic violence.
Exactly.
Because domestic violence, most of the time, they end up in death. Will they receive another call?
Good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Sasa.
Yes, good morning.
Yes.
So waiting on your contribution to the program.
My contribution is in private.
Okay.
I'm sorry for my language.
It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like me, my husband married me long time ago.
Mm.
Take me to my country, come here.
Okay.
I don't suffer, I don't be old. In first I don't left, I don't go.
Okay.
Yes. After I don't make the oath, same for the first woman,
Mm.
take the oath photo, send it to the hand. It's email it transfer and that oath.
Mm.
To ask that woman. Back the woman something transfer.
Okay.
And the woman come now.
Mm.
And they go big problem between two.
Mm.
Maybe up to now. Because behind me last year,
Mm.
past month, they transfer and the oath.
Okay.
But me not do it.
Mm.
And they go call me, say, let me transfer and the oath.
Mm.
I said, no, you can't let me oath. Because I mean, I'm not the make up.
Mm.
You know, don't let I don't go get married to all of man.
Mm.
You don't go 3 to give, but 3 papa.
Okay.
Say you don't invite the woman.
Mm.
You don't see?
Mm.
So, last year, don't give me, say, let me enter the oath. Why go to oath?
Mm.
The woman come on an oath,
Mm.
and who may can't join on me.
Mm.
Perfect.
Mm.
Say you go to Tankoro police station.
Okay.
I have 100% right to go.
Mm.
You don't see? But say to them, him. But I think the way he treating me,
Mm.
I really want to put him for divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't make the lover or get human heart for him. You don't die.
Okay.
That's the problem I get when I want you to help me on it.
Okay. How?
That's it.
Hello? Okay, so we don't that would have lost our clarity because I really want to know how. Because just like how we can say in our Radio 55, we're not really experts. And at the end of the day, now you wear your shoes. Basically, now you know Usa you the born you, and you know, if you feel like say your peace and the happiness more important than the present situation where you day inside, it is entirely day on you, because you know at the end of the day, being happy in this world, just like our bridges have just the emphasize. This world life is too short, you know, for just spend in a situation where you are in constant pain, and you constantly they seek this other person make you understand the position where then they put you, how then they make you feel. Because if person no wants for understand, in order for wants for understand, and you self don't highlight the fact say yeah, the first woman don't part, he don't go, the woman don't go get 3 picking to other man them, and he still wants them back, he still long come time. So there is no way in this situation where you feel say the man for eventually left that woman day. Like that's not even a possibility right now. But we at Radio 5 can say you say, oh, this and this and this and this and this is what you need for do. Because again, if you not go right as to how you expect them, then they give a turn back and say, nah, so they advise me for doing at that place. So everything actually they now you this is a decision for make, not to go make them for you. Whatever is it that you had tell you for do, because at the end of the day, most of my need for consider your happiness. If being in that situation, fighting for your man, fighting for your husband, fighting for your marriage is something that will give you the happiness where you want, well, go ahead and find solutions. Involve community leaders them day, like a third party man, and comes to them, make you that able come to an amicable situation where boundaries are set, respect and line is established in the situation, because everything fall down to respect. But if you feel like it's a situation where you're not gonna forget your happiness and you will be miserable there, again, then they also fall on you for doing fit your situation. Okay, so like I said, we encourage women then for calling for adding voice to the conversation. You don't need for particularly share your name, but you can share your story for help other women out there. And my way you call today, we did give you 50,000 to pop. We did get another caller. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Madam Bridget and Kamaraba.
Kamarimba. So about you they call me big man.
Okay, I go for practice for the calling in.
Okay. So it's not a contribution.
Your contribution, just as always, as usual, back.
Okay.
We talk, we listen.
All right.
That's how we talk, we learn. Just like we see, not to expect.
Right.
But we can always learn. But through the program, they pull out beaucoup things that they can hide. So from the things that they can hide, we can learn from them. We say if also for some 2-3 things every I don't talk. And that makes like you always really ready for call and show appreciation. Because like which like in talk, like they teach me. Don't like which people about they so far, we learn a lesson like the advice like in give, so we can just add more probably like new knowledge back. So like you for user back for other person, you know, even for business back. Like you for apply on a new life. So I also tell that thank you for the kind of program because even if you for make other contribution, but you learn safe or you learn safe, and from the other people the story safe, you know, like good lesson. After so ready for Friday, like you say, we see the listener love of we that everything. So we say like of now everything, especially knowledge. The knowledge are impacting we so. Because like we see all that talks now, they can't mistakenly. Like we say usually I don't do one. That's just by going Pano go try again. And I love the courage way Madam Bridget Kingi. Okay. You know, the land because it also Faram, you know the Idam. So which means it gets really it teach me for saying a so for live life. You know, so if I told say then can see the program around myself, we'll give them kind of example for say so person, it also for then can say not so action picking and game and we forget peace. So once more I say thank you for the program. Okay. And we'll continue for the listening. Except we say I will do this coverage not day. Okay. For the Korean man call we say we say the carrying you know the guests coverage, but you know programs are all educative, teach me every day. Right. Because God bless me too. Let God give them more wisdom and bring more programs every day, and I will continue for giving the food of thought and more knowledge. Thank you, every blessed day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, so that now one of the dedicated listener where they call we all the way from Kono. The phone line still open. The number is 088-971-971. Now for call we and adding your voice to the conversation. And today your topic now domestic violence, the cause and effect on women. As we wait for we get another call. Good morning. Hello. Hello.
Okay, I think that person is having difficulty. As we said, we're encouraging women to call us and share their own story on domestic violence. If you do go through them now, or you don't go through them, and you want to share your story so that other person could learn from what's they happen, letting hear the reality of domestic violence because it is real. We get what they think about it and things that they would receive another call.
Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah, I appreciate your program too much.
Okay.
Yes. Women, they really suffer.
Right.
Not to that kind of program there. Yeah, me that a victim years ago. Yes, but now I tell God thank you.
Okay.
Me and man, they don't marry, but the man I just love no more. The better. Okay. But then.
You don't mind for turn down the volume of your radio, please?
Hello?
Yeah, I say if you don't mind for turn down the volume of your radio, it'll give you feedback.
Okay.
Okay.
You can continue.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
I try me to cut. I pay attention to the beginning. Yes. Then I advise any of the country woman. When you are a woman, man, at the beginning of love, they send anything for you. Pay attention, because she not pay attention to it. So you begin there, then you begin there. Tomorrow, you begin there, turn back and reward you. That you will forget all the things in mind in the kingdom. So now that advice I get from the country woman there. Now in area, now so I can advise some small students when they undergo the same thing, yeah. I say, look me, in a great example. I suffer, But when I pay attention to the people I go for them, now I dey enjoy. So when I enjoy, then the man don't shame, yeah? Yes, so then I try to become the woman. I thank you very much for that program. Yeah?
Okay.
I appreciate you that too much. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much. Our caller just called in. And it they say that in a victim of domestic violence, and one of the things that we learn is where he walk away from the relationship, he focus on him picking them, because at the end of the day, in picking and getting joy, and then where the man we bond the picking them with, they look into that now, they realize say you don't miss out, will receive another call.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, ma. How are you? Hello?
Fine, yes, hello. This not Radio Fry.
Yeah, Radio Fry. This is Mr. Jallo from Sankoro, Kono.
Okay.
What I want to say is, most of the relationships are waiting, Kawana, some people there. Now, from the beginning, you know, say somebody don't love you.
Yeah.
Tell them, say, go put cola for me. Look if I'm good, let them be with them. So, you know, then kind of thing, you don't want to do them. You know, easy no more, so them call out and going to experience them bad relationships.
Right.
You see, now the only contribution of that to me was same.
Okay.
It's true. Thank you for your contribution. You know, for some people, I'm not gonna say always,
right?
Because some people can start being very loving for years, and then all of a sudden they change.
We get to married.
Yes, and then some man now from the beginning, like within this caller, they say.
We get a caller. Good morning. Yeah, speak a bit loud, please. We hear you.
Oh.
Okay.
We hope that you call us back.
Yes.
And in the meantime, Cameron get one story of a testimony of a survivor of domestic violence. Would they receive the call?
Would they receive a call? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes. Your name and inside the call from?
Yeah, me take this morning. I don't really see in a program for long. Me take like how I don't know what that said when we say concerning violence against women them.
Right.
It happen like me, it happened to me mama when me daddy been like the matric time. Yeah, like up to now, me and my daddy and all that kind of love for me. Daddy just feel say any other thing they happen to get into because they go close to her and they go around them. It made me complain to people then. But one thing they don't do me mama, if let's say they don't do me mama something they will wrong. That be make what be small. Up to now they will get that kind of love for her. So I advise the man them where we know how they treat women them.
Yeah.
Where you picking and they around.
Yeah.
So now me don't take that.
Thank you.
Indeed. Thank you very much. And from some of the research and stories that we've been hearing as well, where you get picking where they grow up in an abusive relationship,
right?
Both male and female, they can take that one day into the young relationship because then they assume say, now so you for behave in a relationship, and sometimes it can be a generational thing. And we at Radio Fry, the reason why we get this discussion, we want let that generational thing stop.
Exactly.
Because it's not morally right, it's not healthily right in any way, and in order to help the society in any way. Would you receive another call? We hope say with female callers, then go call we.
Right. Good morning, Mr. Komba.
Good morning, Adias.
Yes.
How are you?
We do fine, and you
Thank
sir?
you very much because you are doing very well.
Okay.
Today, domestic violence. Definitely, when you look at it, in the real life, I'm not sharing stuff. When you say violence, the word violence, it can lead to anything.
Right.
Because and violence will come out for that we heart. We get one mat. Violence in crime side.
Right.
You know, go look at a woman who don't marry her. I don't go pick her on the street. Now people in Nigeria. And I make sure say I meet the people there with respect, blessing, they say when I go.
Yeah.
If you the woman, you begin change your attitude towards me. The next thing is, the people that order in UB, they go meet them back. So as soon as you do, if the advice and you know, say, Mama, if you don't want this, marry them, back and go. But I will never beat you because life, it has taken now.
That's true.
You beat somebody, just know, you say you beat her because of jealousy. Or you don't grieve for you at night. Mistakenly, you can't knock out society, you collapse, you can't die. What you will talk?
Right.
You know, your advice to come in man there. Don't be very careful.
Right.
Like many, you know, in many cultures, I know the culture they do. When you marry a woman, and they ask you a question. You want this woman for what? You know, balance that talk. They say, sorry for the language. If I want her for sex.
Okay.
You have to see it. If you don't look at the well, anything happen tomorrow, not to be responsible.
Okay.
But if you see the answer for sex, then you ask the woman back. This man say, we want you, not to love you, that's for sex.
Okay.
That's a question here.
Okay.
Then the woman say, okay, I accept.
Okay.
Now the bigger balance, because when the man asks you now, at night, you refuse her, he will beat you. But to me, I love you say that the next time for beat the woman, you gotta go back to the people that tell and say, that woman don't violate the law. You see? So me, I'd advise you come in man there. This domestic violence, let's stop her. The lives of people that now today, it's too short.
Right.
Mistakenly can do anything. You know, can get small thing, they go jail forever.
Yeah.
You see? So my advice, I mean, condition this.
Right.
I mean, condition is to come in man there.
Right.
Then is very careful. Woman, you know, get power.
Right.
Empower than remote.
Right.
If we say you follow a remote, you say you talk to the killing you and so on.
Right.
And because most times when they cause this domestic violence, when you want to talk to the woman, they begin killing you and so on. So man, they put up on the woman, beat her, snap it die. You see? Forget about the remote. Woman that is trying the remote. You will beat me today. You will kill me today. That word is saying you kill me. Why would beat you and kill you? I will just let you and go.
Yeah.
You see? So when I'm here, advise that to the company them. We are this domestic violence, so stop her. Huh? The woman don't want you, they left her. Yeah?
Indeed.
Thank you very much. I'm not permission that today.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
We will receive one more caller. As we say, this entire month of March, we encourage women them for call we, and where you call we would send you 50,000 top up to your phone, so that you could regularly be able to call we on Radio Fry Fry, and Camera go read. Okay, it will take this one call. This will be the last caller, and then we will read with story and some of the comments them on Facebook.
Hello.
Yes, Madam Kamariba.
Yeah.
So, because I was very sorry, I don't show me name. Joseph Mundakame from Magboka.
Okay.
Yeah. If I was just land back from this last caller.
Okay.
That advice we give because we say we are a victim. I don't do that.
Okay.
So I'm sure I don't go do again. If I don't land. So if I get another one, maybe say yes, it is. If you do me anything you want me, I will know what for do next.
Thank you for your honesty.
When I program is really educative, we give advice to me back.
Okay.
Once more, thank you very much again.
Thank you so much for your honesty.
Okay, that now you actually want to dedicate to Joseph Munda. You know, he say I be a perpetrator of domestic violence, but every day the thing is every day we learn.
Yeah,
nothing is set in stone. What is important is acknowledge, being honest, and work on for change. So we can't take one of the stories, and this is now Angela in story, and this then share na Amnesty International then page, and it start like this, and this now a survivor actually, and in name Angela, and Angela say in my case it started as a verbal abuse. I had known my partner for 20 years, and he was a good person. He started changing in 2015. After his mom died, he bought several guns, including a machete and a shotgun. He became more combative, not only with me, but with others and through his social media. I couldn't do anything right. One evening in early November, it turned physical. We were having a conversation, and at some point it escalated, and I asked Kim to leave. I walked over to the door, opened it, and said we should have a conversation. We should have the conversation another day. He grabbed me by the hood of my sweatshirt, threw me out the door, and got on top of me and started choking me. I managed to yell for our eldest son, and he got off me and left. We had broken up, but we were starting to work things out again when one morning we had a disagreement. I was in the bathtub when he came and shot me. I can only remember the last 2 gunshots. I look up at him and he says, look what you made me do, Angie. You made me shoot you. He returned with my cell phone and I told him to call 911. I felt as though I was dying. My legs felt pricky. I didn't realize he shot me in the back and I was already paralyzed. I can remember being loaded into the paramedic's truck and saying to the female paramedic, please don't let me die. I have 4 children to raise. I spent 3 weeks in the hospital. During that time, around 400 people came to visit me. That was when I realized I had a message I wanted to share. Since then, I have been doing a lot of public speaking, not just about gun violence and domestic violence, but about gun control and mental health. If people are willing to listen, I want to talk about the things that matter. I survived 9 gunshots, but have never cried about being paralyzed. I still have my pity parties, but it is because I have rely on others when all I want to be is a mother again. This year, I'll be partnering. Partnering with the Irish Domestic Violence Center, where I'll be talking to people about what to do if you're experiencing any abusive relationship. Let not just point people in the right direction. Let's work with them. Yes. I think that's why Irish Aid is actually working with organizations in Sierra Leone like the Rainbow Organization, and they're actually not just pointing people in the right direction. They are actually working with them to get to the destination and to actually offer some form of support.
Indeed. And we have some messages on Facebook as well.
Right.
We have Demba Mara who says, hey, Radio Fry Fry, how are you doing, ladies? And he also says, special greetings to Madam Josephine H.M. Jackson, to my grandmother Joanne Jackson, William Jackson Joel. Well, he's saying a lot of people. Mohammed Ishmael Kabar, to my little sister Thi Nisa, little bro, and a very special morning greetings to Madam Bakai Bangura. And Mac D of Pride of Lunga says, welcome back, Brigitte. And Demba Mara says, it's very wrong for a hand to raise for a man to raise his hand against a woman in the sight of God and man. And he says domestic violence against women is just so common. Just hope this mess will stop and end. And Amara Barcelona says, good morning, Sarah and Dalton in the studio. And to end our conversation today, we want to give a prayer of hope to somebody who is listening out on Radio Fry Fry. If you are somebody who is going through domestic violence, you've been abused in any sort of way, we want to offer this prayer to you. And our prayer is, dear Heavenly Father, we praise you and thank you that you are Jehovah, our God who would provide all our needs according to you and your riches and glory.
Amen.
We thank you that your love for us, and because you have set your love upon us, you hear and answer us.
Amen.
We humbly bring the people of Sierra Leone who are going through domestic violence and abuse before your throne and room of grace.
Amen.
And Father, we are concerned about the people, and we ask that you protect the people from any further mental or physical abuse.
Okay.
Heal all of our wounds mentally and physically through the blood of Jesus Christ. And I ask that you help our people to have peace that only you can give.
Mm-hmm.
Do not let our hearts be troubled or afraid, and remove the burden of the shame and guilt. Help us to let go and hold on to you. Send your angels to surround us for protection, and change our hearts from our abuser and free us from any further abuse. And send your angels to surround us for protection. And even though it's hard to forgive, help us to forgive,
Amen.
so that we may be fully healed and blessed. And Father, we want to thank you for your tender mercy and your compassion that you provide for us.
Amen.
We thank you for hearing our prayers and our concern, and may your kingdom come and your will be done on earth.
Amen.
In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
We hope that prayer helps somebody out there in Sierra Leone, and we want to say thank you for listening to Radio Fry 97.1 FM, and we hope that you enjoyed the conversation that we had on domestic violence, the cause and effect on women in Sierra Leone. It's a very important topic, and it's a very sensitive topic. We want to say thank you to all the brave women that called and shared their story. As we said, in the month of March, we will be offering 50,000 to every female caller that calls and joins us on Radio Fry. We have been your wonderful hosts for this Tuesday morning, on the 15th of March. And I am Brigadier Dalton Sesay.
And I am Kamara Sarah Kamar. And before I go, I just want to read this one message from this one says, good morning. I am getting the radio station all poor while I'm in Freetown for a bit. That's why I'm not participating. And it is one of our dedicated listener, Sarah Mara, Mary Sarah. You know, we are definitely working on it, and we'll make sure that by tomorrow we get them loud and clear.
Yeah.
But until tomorrow,
ta-ta.
Bye-bye.
Yeah! Radio Fry. Do you know what listeners love about our station?